Guys. A lot of you know me as Senora Crook. I have been a Spanish teacher for the last 24 years, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I was walking through my house the other day, and I came across this little Woodstock, and he's been with me for years. Woodstock was given to me by Timmy Reyes in 2001. Timmy was in first grade in 2001. I don't even know how old he is now, but I'm sure he's grown, married with kids and all of that. But I still have this, and it's a wonderful story. And this is what inspired me to come on here and want to make a video in tribute to my students, to say thank you to my students. You see, way back when, 2001, Timmy bought this for me because, well, first of all, I love Snoopy and the whole Peanuts gang. Anyone who knows me knows that I love all things Snoopy. So I'd always had some Snoopy dolls throughout the years, but Timmy realized that I didn't have a Woodstock. And he said that Snoopy needs to have his best friend with him. Well, while I agreed, I didn't have a Woodstock. So he took it upon himself to go out and find a Woodstock. And then he begged his mom to buy it for me. And he came into school and he presented me with this token of his appreciation. And I want to say to Timmy, wherever you are, thank you so much. I still have him. Snoopy is very grateful to have his best friend by his side. So with this, as I said, it inspired me to make this video to say thank you to my students. Over the years, they have chosen to express their appreciation to me in gifts. And I still have 99% of those gifts today. So I just wanted to come on and say thank you to them, and also to just let you guys know that I'm praying for you. Throughout the years, I have not forgotten. Little Timmy in first grade, I haven't forgotten about you guys. I know that as you grow up and go throughout your life, you are living on your own and doing your own thing, but you're still in my mind. I pray for you guys. I pray that you remember the things that you learned way back when you were little at Parkside Christian Academy. This is where we all met in Jamaica Plain. I want to say thank you to my early students around 1993 when I first started, for your patience with me when I was first starting out teaching. I also want to say thank you to my native speakers. Throughout the years, I've had native speakers in my classroom from Ecuador, from Honduras, from Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, all over the world. And I thank you for helping me to expand my vocabulary. I'm keenly aware that in many Spanish-speaking countries, the same word can mean something different in other languages, or there are other words for the same particular word that I would be teaching in the class. So whatever word my students would give me from their own particular country or their dialect, I would incorporate that into the vocabulary list. I've tried to make learning a language fun and easy to understand. It is a challenge, but my students have taught me over the years that the challenge is worth it. Over the years, I have been blessed to be in many different positions in teaching. I've been the Spanish teacher, computers, I've taught Bible, performing arts, and I was also the school's librarian. In that capacity, I've gotten to see the students in different situations, and I've gotten to know them better. And they've gotten to know me better as well. I remember one computer class years ago. This little girl, her name was Henrietta. She came over to my desk and she says to me, "Mrs. Crook, what's wrong?" I said, "What do you mean, what's wrong, honey? I'm fine." She said, "No, you usually get up and you walk around the classroom and you look over our shoulders and you ask us how we're doing and if we need any help." She said, "You didn't do that today." So I figured something must be wrong. I took that to heart. I was not having a great day, but I didn't realize that the students even noticed that I did that. I didn't realize that when I didn't do that, I actually didn't even realize I hadn't done that yet. But it was just wonderful to have that connection with her. As I said, I've been a teacher for the last 24 years. I spent 20 years in one school, Parkside Christian Academy in Jamaica Plain. And then the last 4 years, I've been at Park Street School in Beacon Hill. We're still beside the park, but it's Park Street School because it came out of Park Street Church. And as I said, over the years, many of my students have expressed their appreciation through gifts. And I have about 99% of those gifts still. And in fact, let me pause here. Let me show you some of those gifts right now.
This here was given to me by Pascal Bryce. I believe he was in 5th grade at the time, so that was somewhere in the 90s. Thank you, Pascal.
This little picture is from a 2nd grader back in 2011. Her name was Cameron.
This is from Giovanni Gonzalez. Giovanni is from Ecuador, and he was a student of mine in the mid-90s. This gorgeous plate is from Sydney Johnson. She brought this back for me when she and her family traveled to the Dominican Republic.
This is a flute. This was given to me by a teacher, and his name is Derek Mason. This was made in Peru. And no, I don't know how to play this flute. As much as I've tried, still doesn't sound good. And this, believe it or not, is a flute too. This is from the Mayan ruins. At least I think it's from the Mayan ruins. Could be from the Peruvian ruins. But this was buried under the earth for many, many years. And I love this because I spent some time in Guatemala on a short-term missionary project. And I got a chance to see the ruins. Speaking of the Mayan ruins, this is a replica of a pyramid built by the Mayans. This gift was given to me also by a teacher. This is Joanne Lott. And I love this because this reminds me of the pyramid called Tikal in Guatemala. And I actually climbed that pyramid. So this reminds me of my time there. Thank you, Joanne.
And I've gotten several of these little Snoopies over the years from MetLife.
Okay, look at this. It's a little desk. How cute is this? Inside you get to put a picture in there. And look at this. It actually opens up and you can put stuff in it. So I've had this on my desk for years. This was given to me by Pascal Bryce. Thank you so very, very much. In 2014, I joined the family at Park Street School in Beacon Hill. And this bag, or these 2 bags you're going to see, are from the Ackmeyer family. Now, not only is this bag beautiful and functional, but it's also a part of the feed program. This little tag right here comes attached to every one of the products that are sold. And it says 100 meals provided with this purchase. School meals. For many around the world, hunger is a daily struggle. 1 in 9 people go to bed hungry every night. Roughly 100 million children are underweight. Hunger is a solvable problem, and now you have become a part of the solution. By purchasing this feed product, you have given more than just meals. You have helped a child learn and thrive. You have invested in this child's future. It's true what they say, I guess. The gift that keeps on giving. Thank you so much to the Ackmeyer family. And here are a few other things that I will hold on to as long as I can.
Well, those are just some of the gifts that I've received over the years. But if you know me, you know it's really not about the gifts. I came on and showed you some of those gifts, which I still have many, many more of, but just as a way or a jump off point to say how much I appreciate all of my students. For the last 24 years, I have been a teacher, as I said. One thing that I also want to say is that I've made a very difficult decision, and that is after 24 years of teaching, I decided this year that I'm going to retire. Well, from teaching. And I say that to say that God is taking me in a different place. He's taking me to something different. He has plans for my future. And while I don't know 100% yet what those plans are, I trust him. And if I've learned anything over the years, I've learned to trust in the Lord. He has led me for 24 years of teaching anyway. He's led me my entire life, but I'm ready to find out what it is that he has for my future. What is it he's going to have me do next? And I know that somehow, someway, it's going to involve giving back, probably to children, maybe to adults. I don't know. I know that those plans include relocating out of state, so that is something that is definitely exciting. So I've also started an online business. Teaching, I'm working from home, and I can't stay away from teaching. So what have I done with my online business? I've gone into education. I've created some tutorial videos in Spanish, so definitely check those out. And I'll put a link down there to those videos at the end of this one. But they're Spanish tutorial videos or Spanish extra help sessions, as I like to call them. So if any of your children are taking Spanish, you first of all remember what I taught you when you help your kids, but if you can't remember that, just send them to my videos and hopefully that will be a help to them. But more than just the Spanish, since I've taught so many different things over the years, God has just blessed me in this profession to be able to use my gifts and talents and give back to him. So what I also have decided to do is read stories. I love Dr. Seuss, love Charles Schulz, love the classic children's stories. So I've created some videos reading stories to children and showing the pictures and just being able to enjoy the story with them. But I'm excited. I don't know where this path is going to lead in the future, but I'm excited to take this journey. And hopefully I will see some of you somewhere along that path. I would love to see you all again, or at least to stay connected. And another thing, one of my students from my very first class, way back when I first started teaching, he is now a parent, married with children, and his children are now at my school, Park Street School. So Matthew Borders, thank you for coming full circle. Excuse me, Reverend John Matthew Borders the fourth. I knew him as Matthew. It's great to see you grown and loving the Lord and living your life. And I'm so sorry I won't get the chance to teach your children. I've loved meeting them at the drop-off spot, but God has different plans for me. Wherever life takes you, remember that God is always there, even if you can't feel him. He's always only just a prayer away. I love you all. Thank you. God bless.